You would think after well over 80 videos, sometimes each video including 4 or 5 builds apiece, we would have run out of builds by now. But no, far from it. This is the beauty of Destiny. We daily find new ways of turning both alien species and each other into added color to the crown molding like a Home Depot paint aisle for weapons of mass destruction. There are, quite literally, billions of different combinations of perks, armors, mods, and subclasses that make each build a bit like a fingerprint for the person playing it. A fingerprint we can buy and educate the doubters through violence with. So, in the spirit of this violent capitalism, let's get shopping! Welcome to Stupid Builds, where I will show you some stupid builds. Some of these builds are our own creation, some are from our livestream chat, but all of them are stupid because of how strong they secretly are. I cannot believe the words that are about to leave my lips. Trinity Ghoul is the meta. I know, right? No, it's okay, I'm not feeling ill. I don't want to get ahead of myself here, so let me explain. This build was given to us while live streaming with some odd pretenses. Something about us needing to use the precision and range-based artifact mods. Now, us being ever so skeptical whenever an artifact mod is quote-unquote required for a build, we assumed this build would be a gimmick at best and a seasonal fart in the wind at worst. But here we are, so clearly it was something special. The build required the Cadmus Ridge Lance Cap, an SMG, a Behemoth Titan, and of course, the Trinity Ghoul. In case you are out of the loop, except for the SMG, these items are a neck-and-neck race for possibly the worst items in Destiny PvP. But then I let loose an arrow, and good God, it was beautiful. Anti-barrier, armor charge, weakening, all off of one arrow shot. It was like I was relapsing the crafting glitch all over again. It didn't even take a kill. I was, forgive me, shocked. So, what the hell was going on here? Like mentioned, it's all in the artifact mods. This season, in between anti-barrier bow, semi-auto striker, which grants a stack of charge with light off of repeated long-range precision shots, and rapid-fire ranger, which causes weakness for more long-range precision shots. We can effectively hyper-enhance the Trinity Ghoul into a battery for war crimes. But why Trinity? Why not a more PvP meta-appropriate bow? The secret lies in its tri-shot arrows. Unlike other weapon types, bows would typically require only 3 shots to trigger these effects. And as you know, Trinity fires 3 arrows at once, which the game considers each a separate shot. In other words, we can trigger any rapid-fire requiring perk or mod immediately with one well-placed Trinity Ghoul spray. But what do we do with that? We lean into it, of course. We didn't have this luxury, but this unique tri-shot property will also trigger Cascade Point. So, if you want to stimulate rate-of-fire hacks legally in Destiny, find another weapon with the Cascade Point perk and have a ball. Even though this build is a mere probe into this idea, we were able to quickly deduce and abuse it using triple stacking Arc Surge mods to amplify the damage from Trinity's Lightning Rod shot. All this combined gives us a one-shot kill with splash damage. It's like turning a primary ammo weapon into heavy ammo from Kill Clip. Even if you choose not to tack as hard as we did into this funny little mass murdering setup, you will still, nearly without any effort, benefit your entire kit with just a bit of planning. But sadly, we need to review the rest of this build. The Cadmus Ridge Lance Cap is thoroughly entertaining of an exotic, but its use cases, specifically for an SMG, seem too few and far between to really lean into its possible setups. It's a bit like jumping into a boxing ring and then trying to cook a package of instant ramen at the same time. You're likely to get punched in the mouth before you get halfway done with your setup. Unless you play an SMG defensively, which is likely asking a Destiny player to touch grass and take a shower, you are going to constantly struggle. Lastly, the Behemoth subclass itself is the poster child of stasis-needing buffs. As damage-resistant strategies with the Glacier Crystals and Whisper of Chains continue to catch nerfs like a slap across the face with a frying pan, the build that uses it continues to get knocked further and further down. But despite all these negatives, I hope you don't lose sight of the real villain of this kit. Hell, if you even have half as much fun as I did simply by using the Trinity with the artifact mods, then this build would be worth your time. But for future reference, I could see this having more success with any of the Arc subclasses, and maybe some damage benefiting armors. Maybe even give Trinity a spin in PvE, like it needed to be more overpowered in PvE. Dear Lord. For this build, though, I give it 3 Clash of Clan Tesla coils out of 3 Elon Musk Teslas. Hey, I've tried being nice and asking you. Subscribe, or the Funko Pop collection gets it. Ah, Skyburner's Oath. What a beautiful manifestation of perfection and destruction. I've had mixed feelings about Skyburner's removal of its tracking rounds in favor of the Scorch, but at least for today, I love the change. Another build from a livestream chatter, this build makes our hunter into a napalm-fueled firebender. A trait often overlooked in the recent buffs is that Skyburners now does more base Scorch per hip-fired shot. Just enough Scorch to allow one single little incendiary grenade to immediately ignite its target. But our entire build being bound to the cooldown of our grenade will feel awful, so we have a few clever ways of working around that. Frosties are that awkward, nerdy younger brother to the Stompies. While Stompies were out getting first string on their college basketball team, Frosties got a degree in engineering. And while the Stompies are now starting to have knee problems, the Frosties are starting to hit their stride. Frosties generically make our abilities cool down faster while sprinting. This allows us to get our grenade quicker, obviously, but it also grants us our dodge. By using the Acrobat Dodge for Radiance and the Embers of Benevolence, we grant ourselves 2 ways of quickly regenerating our mobility Molotov cocktail. The actual combo itself is as easy as fire, throw, and watch the fireworks. Keep in mind, however, that the ignition will take a bit of time to fully fire off, and after a handful of times of microwaving your opponents like a bag of popcorn, they will come after you during this delay, so stick close to cover. For fragments, char, blistering, eruptions, ashes, and benevolence. We are using this with gunpowder gamble too, because why wouldn't we? I paired the Skyburners with a lightweight shotgun, which felt like a good mix. I feel bad for the people that left after the first build. This one is arguably even more disgusting than the last. 4th of July came early. 11 sticks of TNT out of 2 lit matches. My word, so many good builds already. And now it's the Warlock's turn. You all know how biased I am towards blinking. Something about the movement is just the chef's kiss of space magic power fantasy for me. So maybe I am a tad biased, but this build felt fantastic to play. The idea is simple. Fighting Lion into a pocket rocket we call the handheld Supernova. The catch? We never used the handheld Supernova. Fighting Lion requires a 4-year degree to truly appreciate. Unfortunately for me, I only have an associate degree in the Lion. Nevertheless, this grenade launcher paired with a rapid-fire auto rifle felt like a cruise ship of ass-kicking. 1 target, snap to 2, and now 3! Everywhere I went, I brought a bag of explosive purple nap times with me. I rarely use the magnetic grenade, but based off of how well it performed here, I may need to change that. Blink allows you to play tag with people's health bars. As you blink in, slap a slab of 120 or so damage onto their faces like those cat videos with a slice of cheese, then blink out before they realize what's about to become of them. And even though we didn't touch the handheld, having it as a panic button for close-range situations was still quite helpful. This build felt like it could handle just about anything outside of extremely long-range fights, such as within scout or high-impact pulse rifle range, of which the map helped quite a bit. For this setup, use the previously mentioned Chaos Accelerant for the handheld, feed the Void for Devour, this was very helpful for the flow of the build by the way, and mods and fragments centered around juicing your grenades further, such as Echo of Undermining and Echo of Persistence. Besides this, my only other mod I would recommend is double dipping with void loaders so you can keep your lion fed. Very pleasantly surprised by this build. Give it a shot. 3 purple Jolly Ranchers out of 4 mystery flavored Tootsie Pops. There were exactly 5 more builds that were really good, but couldn't make it into this video. If you wanted to check them out, I've left a link to the VOD from the livestream where we played them and some timestamps. Oh, and we're also apparently sponsored by G Fuel now. So if you want some Gamer Girl bathwater flavored caffeine, check out the link in the pinned comments. Subscribe for more stupidity. Bless your faces and deuces.